And to our top story, today's week jobs report comes as broader data shows a resilient US economy. Robert Reich says Kamala Harris should talk more about the good economy. The man who was Labour Secretary 30 years ago instead now has taken to Instagram, TikTok and X to try to spread that message. He has around 1 million followers on each platform, and he makes the case for Kamala Harris with videos like this one.
Donald Trump left office with the lowest approval rating of any president ever. But some people now seem to be suffering from amnesia. Let me jog your memory. Here are the 10 worst things about the Trump presidency.
Robert Reich is with me now. We'll deal with TikTok, etc. in a moment. Let's just talk about this jobs number. We can pull anything you like out of it. In a sense, it can be all things to all men and women. But the reality is it's not a particularly encouraging way to go into a weekend just before the election.
No, it's not, Richard. The unemployment rate is 4.1%. That's about the best unemployment rate going into an election in 25 years. But I agree with you. In terms of job creation, it is something of a disappointment. And I can explain the disappointment if you'd like, but that's up to you.
Right. Well, I think we know the reasons why, because of weather and Boeing strikes and the like. What I'm particularly interested in is why do you think that Harris and the Biden administration is not getting, in a sense, credit for having put the US economy back on the rails?
I think because there's a lag between public perception of how good the economy is and how actually objectively good the economy is. I mean, when you think about what was accomplished by the Fed and the Biden administration in terms of what economists call a soft landing, from inflation that was double digit down to inflation that is now 2.1%, very close to the Fed's target level. And on top of that, extraordinary public investments in infrastructure, which are going to increase productivity, and also in manufacturing. But these investments and all this good news has to catch up with public perceptions, because a lot of the public is still feeling, and you can't tell people that they're feeling something that they're not feeling. They're still feeling grumpy about the economy.
You have embraced social media like few others of your generation. Was it deliberate? Did it happen by accident? Or did you realize that if you wanted to get a message across, a social message across, you better learn how to do it because that was going to be the new vehicle?
Well, actually, my second son, Sam Reich, who's very involved in social media, and everybody under the age of 30 knows Dropout TV. Now, you don't know it, I don't know it, but that's what Sam does. But what Sam said to me about 10 years ago, he said very kindly to his old dad, Dad, I understand you're a writer, and you like to think of yourself as a writer, and you've written a lot of books. But if you want to really affect the thinking of my generation, you have got to embrace social media and videos and podcasts, and you've got to dive in. And I had no idea, Richard, what he was talking about. but with some careful tutoring from Sam, I have dived in.
Mm-hmm. And what's interesting, we're looking at some of the videos. In reality, it's exactly what you and I have been doing all our professional careers. It's taking a message, it's simplifying where necessary, and it's putting it out there. And it's learning to do it in a different medium. And you've been very successful at it. And as we come into this election, where economics is so important, that's become very relevant, hasn't it?
I think it has. And one of the problems that many communicators have, and you don't have this problem, and I luckily don't have the problem because I have been spending so much of my career teaching, teaching undergraduates and graduate students. But one of the problems people have, particularly with regard to the economy, is explaining economic reality in ways that people can understand. You can't totally separate economics from sociology and politics and history. And I think that combination is very important for people to get. Economics should not be something that people fear or look at with sort of through a glass darkly. They need to understand the fundamentals.
I'm grateful, sir. The economic reality, that's what we're talking about, and you're very good at explaining it. Thank you, as always, for being on Crest Means Business. I'm grateful to you. Thank you.